The Trump administration is enlisting the public in its efforts to reframe the way American history is told at national parks. The National Park Service has started putting up signs like these ones at hundreds of parks and monuments across the country. We found them at Bay Area landmarks like Fort Mason and Fort Point. The signs ask visitors to report any so-called negative information about past or living Americans. Our John Ramos spoke with a parks advocate who says they're worried this is an attempt to cover up some of America's darkest chapters.
They say those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it. So what happens when you actually try to erase history? At the Rosie the Riveter Visitor Center, people learn about the contributions of the Homefront during World War II, but it's honest about the way women and minorities were being treated at the time. That part of the story may be in jeopardy, as President Trump has directed all national parks to carry notices inviting the public to report any, quote, signs or other information that are negative about either past or living Americans, or that fail to emphasize the beauty, grandeur, and abundance of landscapes and other natural features, end quote.
It seems like it's a clear attempt to whitewash history, to erase narratives from the past that they feel don't fit the narratives that they want to see portrayed, and probably most dangerously omit aspects of our history that are really important for us to understand and learn from.
Dennis Arguelles is with the National Parks Conservation Association, a nonprofit that advocates for the national parks. He believes the signs invite people to seek out things about history they would like to erase.
We're seeing this as an attempt to circumnavigate, the authority of the Park Service to tell these stories, to tell accurate history, and to make sure, again, that we learn, particularly from the mistakes of the past.
But isn't the Park Service going along with this?
Well, in our view, the Park Service has no choice. These directives are coming down from the administration, from the Department of Interior, from the Secretary, and in many cases, they don't have the choice but to go along with this.
For example, the sign has reportedly been placed at Port Chicago, the site commemorating a massive explosion during World War II that killed 320 black sailors and the hundreds more who were court-martialed for refusing to return to work. The signs are also located at the Manzanar Relocation Center, where Japanese Americans were interned during World War II.
Is it even possible to have a site at Manzanar and not have some kind of negative history assigned to it?
I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. But at the same point in time, the understanding of the things that we have done is not in and of itself a negative process. It is not a process that is designed to make people feel bad about being American. It's a process that is designed to make us better as Americans.
Dr. Nicholas Baham is a professor of ethnic studies at Cal State East Bay. He's particularly disturbed by the fact the Park Service can no longer see the comments that the public is submitting.
I don't know what that kind of system that sets up, other than one that creates a sense of distrust between visitors to the park, American citizens, and people who work at the park.
In his order, President Trump wrote, quote, "This revisionist movement seeks to undermine the remarkable achievements of the United States by casting its founding principles and historical milestones in a negative light," end quote. But Dr. Baham says it is precisely the founding principles of the nation and its struggles to maintain them that has provided the nation with its moral compass.
What happens to this country if we erase the history of enslavement at any of our national park sites, at the plantations that Jefferson or Washington owned? Listen, if you really, this is quite insulting to American people. It assumes that you can't critically evaluate both the good and the bad.
The president's directive also criticizes the removal of various statues and monuments after the Black Lives Matter protest in 2020, and he directs that the Park Service reinstate them wherever possible. Now, John mentioned the Port Chicago Memorial in his story. We reached out to the Port Chicago Alliance for their thoughts on these new signs. They sent us a statement that reads in part, quote, "We will not allow our history to be erased, regardless of orders, policies, or political ties. These histories are not separate or optional. They are central to understanding who we are as a nation."